The policies of military adventurism, of trying to promote democracy, hurt U.S. national security interests. And you know who they helped? They helped the radical Islamic terrorists.
Let's talk about some of your foreign policy ideas.
Yeah.
Syria. You've said the United States should not take sides. There's no good guys over there. Let's not pick one over the other. Speak to that.
Well, if you look at the Syrian civil war, Assad is a bad man. He's a terrible human rights record. He's murdered his own citizens. But if you look at the rebels who are fighting, far too many of them are radical Islamic terrorists. And if President Obama, aided by a lot of Washington establishment Republicans, succeeds in toppling Assad, the result will be that Syria will be taken over by ISIS and the radical Islamic terrorists. That's worse from U.S. national security interest. And it's the same mistake. You know, what we see is these same players making the same mistakes over and over and over again. And it's a level of naivete that makes no sense. You saw the same thing in Egypt, where the Obama administration led the effort to topple Mubarak. Mubarak had a terrible human rights record, was a bad man likewise, but had been a strong and reliable ally to America. Apparently that mattered nothing to this administration. Had been a strong and reliable ally and partner with Israel, that mattered nothing to this administration. They toppled Mubarak, and the government was handed over to the Muslim Brotherhood, which is a terrorist organization funding jihadists across the world. The policies of military adventurism, of trying to promote democracy, hurt U.S. national security interests. And you know who they helped? They helped the radical Islamic terrorists.
I don't think anybody disagrees that the radical Islamic terrorists, ISIS, is not contained at this point.
Right.
What, in your view, is the proper U.S. military role to defeat them? Not just to fight them, but to defeat them.
So we have to start with the commander-in-chief setting the objective that we will utterly destroy and defeat them, not weaken them, not degrade them. Once we do that, the first thing we should do is we should use overwhelming air power. What we're seeing now is pinprick foreign policy. It's photo-op foreign policy. We need to be using overwhelming air power to carpet bomb them into oblivion. Secondly, we need to be arming the Kurds. The Kurdish Peshmerga, they're longtime allies of ours. They're very effective fighters. They are right now fighting ISIS. They're having some success. We need to arm the Kurds and use them as our boots on the ground to defeat ISIS. Now, beyond that, we may well need to embed special forces to direct the air power. And it may come to a point where it takes a U.S. ground presence. But that should be driven by the military exigencies of the circumstances, not by political imperatives. The objective from the commander-in-chief should be utterly destroying ISIS, and we should do whatever is necessary to accomplish that objective. And when it's accomplished, we should get the heck out. We shouldn't engage in nation building. We shouldn't be leaving our sons and daughters in harm's way. Our objective should be kill the bad guys and then come home.